yan. Battery's dead. Battery.
Battery is dead in that mic. Thank you.
Speak life to that.
Well,
Yeah, that's a great. Sorry, Pastor.
speak life. I like that. Where'd you get that?
I don't know.
You know, the word stereotyping basically means you put labels on someone or something. And the question is, where did that label come from? So if you stereotype a certain group, let's say Muslims, meaning you saw a Muslim, like in the case of the 9/11, openly say, we did this. Therefore, because of one person's action, the whole group now is stereotyped. In the case of the Catholic Church, Father Pat said that the sexual case, it's not everybody doing it, but they found one, two, or how many that did it. And what happens is everybody got caught in it. You know, for the born again Christian, they would say that we are fundamentalists, radicals, exclusive. Basically, what happened was people saw an action or reaction of one or two or maybe a group or so and generalized. And that's basically the problem. It's generalizing. And so, what I believe is we should not generalize. And for me, and so many times I've spoken to people who have fallen away from God. They have believed in God initially, but then they don't believe in God anymore. And so we ask them, what happened? Why do you believe in God before and now you don't? Basically, maybe people who would go to church. Before I used to go to this church, but I don't go to this church anymore. How come? What happened? Basically, a situation. A situation happened in their life and it was unfavorable towards them. They got offended with somebody in the church. Maybe somebody in the church stole money from them. You know, the church is made out of people, and people still deal with sin until today. And so, what happens is people generalize based on an action or what person did, and then they generalize it to be everybody. The same with God. My father died, so I guess I prayed. They didn't answer the prayer. Then I guess God is not real. Because if he was real, then he wouldn't have died. But yet, my father died of cancer personally. And so for me to sit here today and say, well, God's not real because I prayed to God and my father died of cancer. He just died a year and a half ago. And so then I guess God's not real. But how can I say that when so many other times I prayed, he did answer? So many times I prayed for people who were blind, clinically blind, and their eyes opened and they saw. Now, how did that happen? You can look at the facts and say, well, this, but I can't explain it through facts. I just based on the evidence. It happened. We prayed, we believed, a miracle happened. Somebody lied in bed. 8 years. We prayed, we believed, they rose up. And so we can't explain things sometimes based on your mind. But what I do know is God is real, and He does answer prayers. I've seen people diagnosed with cancer and people healed just to show that God is real. And not healed based on chemotherapy or other, but by the divine power of God. So for me, people would say, we usually judge or discriminate people based on a group of people based on one or two people's actions. My suggestion towards eliminating discrimination is let's take everyone differently. Let's approach every person differently, whether they are Muslim or Christian or atheist or Catholic or whatever religion, Buddhist, Hindu, whatever they are. Let's take them as the person that they are, unique with their own personalities, with their own talents, with their own giftings, with their own callings. Whatever you believe your calling is to be, then let's take each one as they are to avoid discrimination of others. All right?
So basically, Pastor Etienne, it's come as you are.
Well, it's not really come as you are, but as more as let's not jump the gun and judge somebody based on somebody else's action. To avoid discrimination is take the time to get to know the person. Take the time to get to know the church. Take the time to get to know what the person believes in and why they believe in what they believe in. And take time to just sit and be civilized with the person instead of jumping the gun and just saying, well, that person is this way, so automatic, they're like this. Like in the Philippines. You know, in America, the issue would be whether they're black or white. Discrimination, black and white. In the Philippines, it's social class. Discrimination of the upper, middle, and the lower class. Automatically, if you see somebody, ganito yan kasi mahirap yan, or ganito, or mayaman yan, ganyan yan, automatically, you judge the person based on their class when you never really got to know the person personally.
All right, Pastor Etienne Morales.
Thank you.